Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dolynny TV. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel. Well, this afternoon. You know what? The Oilers lost last night. Twitter blew up. YouTube blew up. The world hasn't ended. You know what? We live to see another day. As much fanfare can be made about how terrible a loss, how terrible the Oilers have been playing in the past few games, right? The past 7, the past 10, whatever you want to use as your metric. No matter how you look at it, the Oilers have not been eliminated from the playoffs. We're not in March, we're not in February. The Oilers have not mathematically been eliminated from the playoffs, so it's time. Tone down the panic. If you were out there on Twitter last night and I saw you panicking, I'm going to tell you, tone down the panic. Yes, things are bad, but I'm going to show you something very poignant for you, and you can go vote on this poll right now because I want you to go vote on this poll right now. It's very simple. I've had 76 votes. I said in my community tab, if you guys don't see the community tab, if you don't know what the community tab is, A, you're not subscribed to Dolynny TV, so you have to subscribe to get that in your subscriptions feed, or you visit B, my channel tab. You'll have to watch a video. It'll just autoplay, but it's just the intro, nothing major. And you don't even have to watch the full thing before you click over to the tab on my channel page that says community, and then you can look there. I said, well, sure seems the Oilers have officially been eliminated from the playoffs, according to half the internet today. So what will get us back in the race? You know what I'm getting at, right? It's backhanded, kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, but very simple kind of moves here that can make the Oilers a better team, and we've discussed it on occasion in several videos already this week. Better goaltending got 8% of 76 votes. More shots on net, 28% of votes. So there you go. Alert and on-point defense, that got 12% of votes. So like I said, this just to get you out there and vote on it, essentially, is why I'm doing this right now, because I need to do that. Rehiring Peter Chiarelli so we can make a panic trade. Concerning to a degree that this got 14% of the vote, and better goaltending and alert and on-point defense got less than rehiring Peter Chiarelli. Now, obviously, that's the joke, the gag option that I always put in with my polls, and good on you if you voted that, because that makes my day to see somebody voting, whether it be ironically or whatnot. It's great to see that some of you guys do enjoy having that gag option in there. And then 38% of the vote. Guys, the majority of the vote, more than 68 or 66% of the vote, so 2/3 of the vote went to more shots on net, which realistically roll it into option number 5 on my poll, which is making small tweaks and managing ice time better. Simple as that. You know what? Small tweaks, shoot the puck more, manage ice time better, so as Draisaitl and McDavid aren't burnt out. Simple. Now you can argue the depth situation, and that's exactly where we get going into today's discussion. This was leading somewhere. If you're like, geez, Tyson's taken some real weird detours to start his videos this week. Well, it all leads somewhere. But what I want you to do, I'll put up the paywall, as I like to call it, the subscribe wall it should be. Right now, guys, I was trying to hit 7,500 before January 1st. Ain't going to happen, but you know what? Maybe it will. If you are watching this video, you haven't hit that subscribe button, and you want to tell 5 of your buddies, hey, check out this clown covering Oilers news, well, let's get it done. Hit that subscribe button, click that bell if so inclined, and let's get to it. Alright, shall we? Because today's discussion, you saw by the title, it's Mr. Tyler Benson, and why is this all of a sudden a topic? You know what? Thing is, guys, you might not think I'm responding or seeing every single comment, but I normally see every single comment. That's the beauty of still not being at 7,500 subscribers, is that I can still manage every single comment on every single video. And when I see a recurring theme, I start discussing it, right? If you start talking about one guy trade target all the time, suddenly about 3 days later, after 3 or 4 comments in one day, Dolynny TV has video on it, right? And there's a pattern to this, and it's part of the way media works, I guess, and it's the way I work my media on Dolynny TV. So Tyler Benson, a guy mentioned 2 or 3 times last night in the game review comments, and a guy mentioned throughout this past week as well, while this kind of snap the Oilers are on of inconsistency has been developing. Well, what's so special about Tyler Benson? Well, guys, if you were tuning into Dolynny TV in the summer, I said he might be that solution on the second line. Now, obviously, I'm going to backpedal from that a little bit, because here's the thing. We've got Patrick Russell in the lineup as the only forward who hasn't scored a goal this year. Yes, even Colby Cave has scored a goal this year, okay? Let's just have fun with that one, shall we? But you look at it that way, right? Patrick Russell, obviously the target to be lost if you're going to call up Tyler Benson. Now, hold on. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm a big fan of Patty Russell, and maybe I don't want to do that. Sam Gagner back to the minors? Why not, right? If you're going to demote somebody to the minors, it's a big toss-up between Patrick Russell and Sam Gagner at this point. Sam Gagner, you save some cap space so you can maneuver better. Patrick Russell, you might lose him on waivers. The same with Sam Gagner. You really don't know which way to go with it. And that's fair. You know what? I'm not going to sit here and tell you it should be Patrick Russell or it should be Sam Gagner. What I'm going to discuss with you is why we should call up Tyler Benson right away. You know what? Here we go. Let's get into it. You look at his stats here. He's played 22 games in Condors Town this season. He's got another game tonight, so this is really where the discussion gets really important for us, is he's got a game tonight and we got to see what he can do. And let me tell you, if we're all discussing it already and then we see him light it up tonight, how much more inclined is everybody to suddenly, in the regular media, start talking about it, right? If I take 3 days to react to word on the street, and then all of a sudden, days later, the main media is reacting to word on the street. Well, you see the progression, right? Is if he has a good night tonight, that speeds up the process, and tomorrow morning we're reading the newspaper or on edmontonjournal.com, edmontonsun.com, whatever you want to read, wherever you want to read it. Suddenly they're talking about Tyler Benson being called up. That's just what I'm saying. Is there's a natural progression to this, and being from a broadcasting background, it happens that way, okay? I can't explain it further than that because I don't want to give away my secret to success, but at the same rate, it's the natural progression of society, right? It starts from the grassroots to the big leagues, and that's the same way in media. Anyway, Tyler Benson, 5 goals, 12 assists, 17 points on the season. Sure, he's a -5, but guys, this Bakersfield Condors team, similar to the Oilers, has dealt with injury here, injury there, injury pile up, and it's been all around the place. Thankfully for us, we haven't lost our starting goalie, unlike the Condors who lost Shane Starrett, and both Dylan Wells and Stuart Skinner not exactly fully capable of taking over the reins to solidify it. Stuart Skinner did have a winning record in his time as starter, but very ugly numbers, same as Dylan Wells. So hopefully they turn around, and not saying they're terrible prospects. I think there's still a lot to them. It's just a matter of they're young goaltenders, like I think one's 22, one's 21. Start talking their 23 season in the AHL, and then we'll start talking bust. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking Tyler Benson. So Tyler Benson, guys, this is the real good number for Tyler Benson. As you see, game-winning goals, he's got 1 in there. Power play goals, so he is a power play guy. He can bring some creativity, and that could really help solidify a second unit power play. And a 10.2 shooting percentage in the AHL, shoots the puck more than 1 times per game. So why wouldn't we want that in the lineup is what I'm saying. So for Tyler Benson, what does he bring? Well, you look at these stats. 5 goals, 12 assists. Hard to read, right? In the AHL, that's hard to read. That's a guy not scoring, or that's a guy just with really good line mates and wants to give them the goals. Tyler Benson, playmaker. In my mind, 100% playmaker. Now, all of a sudden, hold on. You're going to yell at me. Tyson, why are you suggesting calling up a playmaker? We pass the puck too much as it is. We need shots on goal. Yes, we do. Yes, we absolutely do. You have a point there, my friends. You absolutely do. I have a point saying we need to shoot more. We all have a point saying we need to shoot more. But the point with Tyler Benson and why you call him up is, I already mentioned it. He's not a second-line guy, in my view. And I've already mentioned Patty Russell being the one demoted. Well, look where Patty Russell was playing last night. Neal, Haas, Patty Russell. Now look at it this way. Neal, Haas, Benson. There we go. All of a sudden it makes sense. Is you're giving that legit passing option, right? On that third line, as much as I like workhorses in Haas and Patrick Russell, you don't have that guy that's going to find the puck for Neil to just rip it. And that's the point of Neil on the third line, is to be the one taking every single shot on that line, in my opinion. It didn't work in Calgary last year, but you know what? There's keys, right? We're trying to spread it out, and the only way you spread it out is if Neil's the only one shooting on that third line. Now, obviously, yeah, okay. The thing is, you're not looking for Neil to be the only one shooting. You'd like Haas to shoot. You'd like the third guy to shoot. But that's why I'm thinking you'd look at a more capable shooter, somebody that's actually scored goal this year, not Patrick Russell. You look at Tyler Benson. And now all of a sudden, now comes the argument. See, this is multi-layered, and I'm getting into every single one I possibly can. This is definitely a fun one. Sam Gagner, why wouldn't you just plug him in the lineup on the third line? He's been great this year. Why not? Well, because look at it this way. Everybody is crying. Anybody who's panicking is crying that something needs to change. And the easiest thing we can change that isn't a panic move, isn't a panic trade, isn't rehiring Peter Chiarelli, isn't giving in to mob mentality, is to recall Tyler Benson. Seriously. We've drafted this kid. This kid is going to be something in our Oilers lineup. Now, if he's at most a top 9 forward, fine. But see, that's all I'm asking, is for him to be a top 9 forward. I'm not asking him to drive the second line. I'm not asking him to be the missing piece. I'm asking him, essentially, to just fill that spot, to legitimize a third line, to be what it needs to be if you're going to play James Neal on that third line. And then all of a sudden you get that different look, right? We get that different look we've been asking for, and suddenly there you go. The panic can recede for a day, see how it plays, see how it works, and suddenly we get going. But that again. So what? So what? Why not? Why not? That's all I'm asking. Why not? Why not Tyler Benson? And I think it's a very sensible move. But I do get it. I get there's a lot of other options, right? Why would you risk sending down Gagner or Russell? Why wouldn't you use Gagner? There's a lot to it. And why would you burn out Tyler Benson in the NHL? Why would you force him into a losing situation? Guys, here you go. I don't care what the last 10 games have been about. This is not a losing scenario for the Oilers right now. We are not a bottom team in the NHL, okay? No matter how bad, how inconsistent we've been in the last 10 games, we're a first place team in the NHL right now. Stupid. I know it sounds stupid. Don't get me wrong. It sounds crazy. But we are. So you know what? You make those necessary minor tweaks, minor changes, and you try and legitimize things better. And think about this. If we can legitimize that third line to have an offensive line that you can actually say, you know what? I feel these guys can produce 5-on-5. We're not going to shorten the bench to 2 lines when down by 3 goals. We're going to roll 3 or maybe even 4 lines. Well, suddenly, that gives Dave Tippett a lot more options. And Tyler Benson is a guy capable, in my estimation, until we know otherwise, of doing that. So guys, I'll let you chew on that. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.